Hi folks, very warm welcome to you all. James here once again, and you join me just resting up under a lovely oak tree beside a sizable monument you can just about see in the background there, and this is the obelisk monument to the great Battle of Naseby of 1645. So I'm not too far from home, and I'm actually on sort of a trail which is follows around the battle site itself, and there's various stop-offs and viewpoints, and earlier on you will have seen the Fairfax's view, and obviously Fairfax being instrumental in running one of the armies, and he, along with Cromwell, against the Charles I's army, I believe. My history is not particularly wonderful, but I shan't go into too much detail because it's a nice thing for people to look up, and you may well already know all about it, but a fairly prominent historical battle that kind of was very instrumental in quite a few things and quite a few changes. So but I'm just out having a look, doing, I suppose, a bit of a tourist trail, but actually not many people travel around to look at these sort of viewpoints, and it's quite nicely done. There is a visitor centre, I believe, so as you can hear, there is a fairly busy road just nearby which goes into Naseby village itself, which is just a little bit further down towards that way, and all this area is very lovely, in fact, and I really enjoy getting out and cycling around. There are lots of very small sort of villages which tend to be reasonably quiet, and I suppose we're roughly about maybe 10-12 miles from home. So one of my favourite routes out, and once again a beautiful day. I had 2 days off work, yesterday and today, and I couldn't resist coming out again on the trusty old rally, and to bring you along and get a few shots again. I've got my usual little Bewley lightweight with a bit of delicious Condor, such is my habit, and this is a pleasant enough spot to have a quick smoke and my usual cup of tea. So yeah, most enjoyable. I'm very grateful for everybody's comments on my last video. Much appreciated. It is really lovely to hear from you all, from all over the place, and I especially appreciate those whose first language isn't English and take the time to comment in English, and that's very kind of you, and it's great to see, and I do appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for commenting, and thanks for subscribing as well. I'm glad you seem to be enjoying seeing me out and about, so I'm pleased about that, and I'll endeavour to include you on any other little jaunts out that I take. We had a real switch in the weather yesterday and Sunday. Sunday afternoon the wind got up and the temperature started to drop again, and actually for the past, well, the end of last week really, I was sweltering at work because we were up at about 24 degrees, especially in the courtyards and around the building, with all the heat coming off the stone. And it was like sort of the middle of the summer, just unbelievable. But then, as I say, Sunday afternoon, evening, start to change, and then actually yesterday, although it wasn't a completely awful day, it was really very chilly again. They warned of frosts in the morning, and again this morning. I don't know whether we got those or not. I wasn't up early enough to see, but it felt so cold. I mean, it had gone down from way up in the 20s to right down to about 8 or 9 degrees, and it was very noticeable. So yeah, I'm ready for something a little bit more, a little warmer. I'm sure we all are. So not too warm. I'm a usual Brit. I'm fairly fussy about temperatures, and I'm happy to operate into anything up to about sort of 25 degrees is about enough for me, and I start to wither and wilt. But as I say, days like today, I think we're around about, I don't know, mid-teens, maybe 13, 14 degrees. It's pretty much spot on, and still got a little bit of freshness there, spring freshness in the air, and you still need a couple of layers on when you're on the bike. So that's lovely, and I think it is probably one of my favourite times to be out, especially on a lovely still day like today. So most enjoyable. Especially I feel very lucky to have things like this trail. As I say, it's not widely used, which is a shame, and I think this is the case with people that have historical things nearby, and I suppose you just don't generally tend to get out that much. But I'm particularly nosy. I always stop off on the way past here and have a few minutes pause, and it's a good place if you're only wanting to come out so far. It's a good sort of turning point, and there's a good loop back to home again, so that works out well. Yeah, so a very pleasant little jaunt out, as I say, pleased to share with you, and I may continue on. I believe there's another couple of little bits on the trail that might be worthy of showing, so you'll see those next. So I'm going to, as usual, sit back and enjoy my rest of this bowl of lovely Condor and my tea, and I shall wish you all the best, and yeah, we shall see you again soon, and I shall say cheerio.
$5 million